If I could only give you 3 pieces of advice for a guy growing their hair out for the first time who has no idea where to start, this is the one video you should watch. It has nothing to do with shortcuts, hair supplements, sleeping longer, hydrating, nutrition, biotin, any of the lifestyle changes you could make. Now, while that stuff is important for long-term hair health, the truth is if you don't get these 3 things down first, you're gonna stay frustrated with whatever hair problem that you're dealing with. But enough chit chat, let's get into them. The first hair mistake is that you don't know what your hair type is. And I've talked about this a million times on the channel. If you've heard me harp on figuring out your hair type, skip ahead. But this is simply a fact. If you have no clue what your hair type is, then you're blind regarding what products to buy, how often to shampoo, how much product to use, and what your hair is and is not capable of. So people who don't know what their hair type is will try all these other tips and tricks they see on YouTube, like cold showers, conditioning first, taking biotin pills, but they're still using the wrong products and the wrong regimen, and they're just stuck with hair that they hate, and they cut their hair and they give up. So if you want to get on the right path to hair that you love to rock, knowing your hair type is step 1. So Travis, how do I figure that out? So I have 3 actually really easy ways you can do that. The easiest is just to download my app in the App Store. It's called Maynard Mains. It's 100% free. It's in the app and the Google Play Store. And we onboard you into the men's grooming community with a hair type quiz. So we ask you some simple questions and you answer them. And once you're done, you can go look at your hair profile and see what your hair type is. It's just as simple as 1, 2, 3. If you don't want to add more apps to your phone, then I do have a 20-minute video on YouTube where I go into the science of hair type, how to figure out what yours is. I ramble on for a while. So I'd recommend watching it on like 1.5 speed and also skip forward to get to the good stuff. If you don't want to watch that video and you don't want to download the app, I have a free PDF you can download, and there's no email required. It's literally just a fill in the blank PDF document that you could keep it forever. So I've made it so easy for you to discover what your hair type is because I truly believe if more guys took the time to figure it out, they could get on the right track to an epic mane. So the second piece of advice and the mistake that guys make is that once you know your hair type is actually using that information the right way. And this is shopping correctly, finding the best products, and figuring out the best regimen for you. For example, if you have a dry scalp, you have fine textured hair, then you will want lightweight, gentler products because fine hair is thinner, it damages easier, it breaks easier. Going with something that's lightweight and volumizing and perhaps sulfate free is going to be the best bet. So something like the JVN Body line, the Odell volumizing line, or going with Formulate, which makes custom shampoo and conditioner for your hair type. Now let's take another example. Let's say you have coarse hair, it's curly, and you have a greasy scalp. So you'll need something that's a little more wave defining, like a curl cream, and you'll want a stronger detergent to fight that greasy scalp, and then you'll want probably a heavier conditioner to help moisturize those curls. Using your hair type as a guide to shop for products and then figuring out your regimen is the second must do. So the third piece of advice and the third mistake that I see a lot of guys making is not knowing how to combine all of this together and put this into practice and actually figure out a regimen until you find something that's perfect for you. I'll give you like a really specific example. So most guys use way too much product. They figure out what their hair type is, they shop correctly, but then they use so much product that their hair starts feeling weighed down and overly greasy, and then they complain that,
oh, I did all the first 2 steps, but nothing's working.
It's not because you're using the wrong products, it's probably because you're using too much. So err on the side of less product. So I was chatting with my stylist, Charlene, the other day, who actually you guys can book for a virtual consultant through the Maynard Mains app if you want. She's amazing. She'll help you figure out all of your hair problems in one 30-minute session. I'll link to it in the description, but she said that most of the guys that come in have so much oil buildup in their hair, and she would ask them why, and they would say that they would apply oil daily. They would apply like argan oil, coconut oil, and they would put so much of it in their hair every single day. She'd have to clarify it and then reset their hair and then fix all that buildup. So not only do you need to know your hair type and what the right products are and what the right regimen is, but you need to use the right amounts of product. So I can guarantee that once you master these 3 things, 99% of your hair problems are going to disappear. And then you can start focusing on the hydration and the sleep and all of the other things. So just a reminder, right? First, figure out your hair type, download the Maynard Mains app, take the quiz. Second, figure out the right products for your hair type, what shampoo, what conditioner, maybe a leave-in, maybe a curl cream if needed. And quick side note, you can actually upgrade on the Maynard Mains app to get custom product recs from Me. So I'll go in and I'll look at your hair type and I'll just send you a quick recommendation of what I think the best products are for you, and you can shop for it on the app. If you don't want to upgrade, I'll link to some of my favorite products based on hair type in the description. You can kind of shop for yourself. But then the third is to dial in the regimen and use the correct amount of product. And this takes practice. It's trial and error. So practice, practice, practice until you finally get hair that you love. And I will say that sometimes you may be starting this process, you've already done it wrong for a long time, so you may have damaged hair. You may have been doing a lot of this incorrectly. So if that's the case, I'd recommend visiting like a stylist at a salon and not a barber, because they can kind of assess your hair. They're more familiar with longer hair. They can find cuticle damage. They can find split ends, product buildup. They can give your hair a reset. They can trim those split ends. Essentially, they'll give you a clean slate to start from. So then now you can get back on the right path and start from that step 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 things that you should master if you want to love your long hair. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.